Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my quarterly beauty empties. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel登録しちゃってください。So it is a couple weeks early, although I thought I would share my third quarter beauty empties since it is really starting to pile up for me. This isn't even all of it. As always, I will be sharing mine as well as my partner Logan's empties since I have normal to dry skin, whereas he has combo skin. We will be speeding through the reviews since there are quite a number of products, although if I talked about it in depth in another video, I always make sure to link that one in the description. So make sure you check out those videos as well. Obviously we have skincare, but we actually have quite a bit of hair care, a little bit of body care, and even makeup this time. So I hope you guys enjoy it. First category we're going to be looking at is first step cleansers. Wow, I only have one, and it is the Sana Nameraka Honpo cleansing milk. So I feel like I talked about this a couple of times, and it has been the main cleansing milk I've used for honestly like months now. As you can see, it is a very generous 300 ml, so it did take me a while to get through it, but this one was the one I kept in my shower. And whenever I didn't wear like a lot of makeup or I just wore sunscreen, I tended to use this as my first or my only cleansing step if I didn't feel the need for a second step. It's very gentle, very easy to use. Out of all the milk cleansers I've tried, this one has a bit more of like a slimy, creamy texture, but it does cleanse well, wash off easily, and you can use it with like wet hands and face as well. It does have those soy milk extract, which is supposed to be hydrating, moisturizing to the skin, and yeah, I definitely did enjoy it. Next, I have second step or water-based cleansers. The first one is the Minon Amino Moist Gentle Wash Whip. So this was a main cleanser that Logan and I were using while we're in Japan, and then recently I have been using it almost every day as well until I emptied it. I have been having some allergic reactions on my skin, and my skin has been very unstable. I've been posting it about on Instagram, and with my skin being so unstable and sensitive, this was such a nice cleanser to use. It comes out in a foam, so obviously you don't have to spend that time foaming it up or applying pressure on your skin to get it foaming. And it does just have a really simple ingredients list. The whole brand is made for sensitive skin in Japan, and yeah, it was a great cleanser to use morning and night. I am bummed that I used it up because I feel like I don't have a cleanser that's quite as gentle as this one. In another self-foaming cleanser, I have the Ionique Centella Bubble Cleansing Foam. I feel like this one has a cult following, and I'm pretty sure the first time I ever used it was like 3 to 4 years ago now, possibly more. It is a very, again, easy cleanser to use. It is self-foaming, and it does have 69% of Centella Asiatica leaf water, so it's going to be calming, soothing, and gentle on the skin. I didn't use this one as much as Logan did. I think he is just a big fan of Ionique. A lot of the products seem to work really, really well for him. It does include tea tree leaf water, so it does have that subtle scent of tea tree, although not overpowering compared to a lot of other products that have it. People who have combo or breakout prone skin would especially love it, but definitely can be used by all skin types. The last water-based cleanser I have today is the Pecan Underpore Foam Cleanser. Obviously, you guys know I like a lot of products from this brand, and this cleanser was a really nice one for being something that is a little bit more intense than your everyday gentle cleanser. I feel like if you have breakout prone, oily, or combo skin, you would be fine and enjoy using this every day. For me, I do feel like it could be a little intense for me to use every day, but whenever I wanted a bit of a deeper cleanse, when my skin was feeling a little rough or I felt like my pores were getting a little congested, this one was a really, really nice one to incorporate. It does have calming ingredients like licorice root extract as well as centella extract, guaiacol and stuff, but it does also have gently exfoliating ingredients like papain as well as salicylic acid. I only used it every now and then, but Logan, who does have slightly oilier skin than me, he did use it a bit more frequently, and he said it was one of his favorite cleansers to have, especially in the shower. Now we are going to be moving on to toners, which I feel like I do have quite a number. I have a lot of mists this time too. The Dear Klairs Supple Preparation Unscented Toner. This one was recently included in my Tina's Treats Part 2 box. Thank you to anyone who did grab that one. I'm pretty sure it was one of the first Korean toners I had ever used, and I loved it at the time, but I hadn't used it in quite a number of years. When I was curating this box, I was kind of like, oh, I did like that Klairs toner. Maybe I'll try it again. And honestly, It has been so nice. Me and Logan have been using it consistently for probably the past month and emptied it. And it is because it is that really simple toner, but it is nice and hydrating without it being like full of actives or exfoliating ingredients. So you're okay to use it every single day. The toner I was using while my skin was having that allergic reaction, I actually ended up running out of. So I was looking for another really gentle toner that I could use even if my skin was a little unstable. And I ended up using this one and it did not cause me any issues. It is also essential oil free or fragrance free since the original version did contain essential oils, but this one doesn't. Definitely one that I can recommend for all skin types, even sensitive skin. Next, I have the I'm from Mugwort Essence. I feel like I don't have to talk about this one. It is one of those products that I absolutely cannot live without, and during this time of my skin being unstable, again, I have been relying on it consistently. I emptied this last night and I opened up a new one automatically, like right away. I don't know how many bottles of this I've been through. Next, I have the Skin Food Black Sugar Perfect First Serum. I do think it is quite a while back in Hits and Misses that I mentioned this one, and it was a mess. I did not end up using it on my face. I actually ended up using it on my body as like a pre-cleanse exfoliant, since it does have those exfoliating ingredients which were just a little too harsh on my face. It ended up leaving my skin feeling very tight, and I feel like it is the type of essence that you could over exfoliate very easily, but it is supposed to be used on a daily basis. I ended up using it on my body. I don't know if it really did anything personally. I just didn't want to waste it. Not for me product. Next, I actually have 5 mists. The Aestura Atobarrier 365 Cream Mist. Definitely enjoyed this one. It was another product that we went through very quickly. Both Logan and I were using it in kind of like the coldest month of the winter, since it is very rich, very barrier strengthening, and does leave your skin with that glow and that moisture retention even throughout the day and night. The only thing I will say about this product is that the spray to it ended up getting quite, what's the word? Not even, I guess. At the start, it was spraying evenly across like my face, but in the end, it felt like it was just like spraying in a line, like it wasn't covering my face. So I ended up having to put it in my hand and then pat it into my skin, which kind of defeats the purpose and convenience of a spray. Especially if you have dry skin, I feel like you would absolutely love this. Next, I have the HaruHaru Moisture Mist Lotion 2. This one was actually recommended by my aunt. She said she would always use it whenever her skin was feeling unstable or kind of sensitized. That is exactly when I used it. I mean, I was using it as a regular mist toner when I was in Japan, but when I came back here, I kind of used it in those instances when my skin was unstable. And the toner I was talking about earlier before I switched to the Klairs one was actually this one. I was using this while my skin was having that allergic reaction, and this one worked really well in hydrating my skin without irritating it further or stinging it or burning it or anything. When your skin is good, it doesn't really do much, if that makes sense. But when your skin is unstable and you still want to use a toner to hydrate, this one was really good for that. Next, I have the HaruHaru Wonder Black Bamboo Mist. It wasn't the best fit for me. I felt like it was just too light of a mist that I felt like I didn't get much hydration from it. I was actually planning to use it on my like hands and body as a body mist because I didn't really want to use it on my face, but Logan ended up really liking it and he used the rest of it up. I will say it does have a really nice fine mist. It is really refreshing, but as I said, if you do have drier skin, I feel like you will find that it is going to be too lightweight for you. Next, I did empty another Dalba First Spray Serum. Pretty sure it's made an appearance in every single empties at this point. Holy Grail Mist. Again, I did spray it today after I did my makeup before I started filming. It is that product that gives me this glow. Last toner mist type product is the Parnell Sika Manu Serum Mist. So I don't know if you can really see it on camera, but this one is also like a biphase mist, kind of like the Dalba one, where it does have that oil layer and then that essence or toner layer. It was actually a really nice fine mist. Compared to the Dalba one, it was a little bit more refreshing, not quite as rich in the moisture. On those warmer days, sometimes this is a bit much, so this one was a nicer, kind of fresher, lightweight one. Enjoyed that very much. Now we are moving on to serums. The first one I have is the Dear Klairs Freshly Juiced Vitamin Charging Serum. Obviously, Klairs is just one of those brands that I love. Just from looking at this Empties alone, I feel like there's so many Klairs products. This one was their newer brightening serum that they recently launched compared to their regular freshly juiced serum, which is 5% ascorbic acid, whereas this one does have vitamin C derivatives. So it is going to be good for those people who can't really do pure ascorbic acid, have sensitive skin, but do want those brightening properties. And I must say the texture and user experience of this one, I definitely enjoy more. It is a bit more lightweight, doesn't have that tackiness to it or that oiliness. Since it is a derivative and also in a opaque bottle, it does not oxidize. Both Logan and I use this one very, very quick in about a month, and we do have a second one open at the moment. Probably one of my favorite vitamin C discoveries this year. Speaking of that, the Jumiso All Day Vitamin Glow Serum. This one has been another really nice vitamin C brightening serum discovery this year. Although I must say it did oxidize quickly. I mean, it does say that the period after opening is 3 months. I'm pretty sure it has been 3 months since we opened it. I don't know if you can catch it on camera, but it did end up turning quite yellow, but we managed to finish it up. This one is a 5.5% pure ascorbic acid. It does have a really nice texture. Glides on the skin. It's a little bit more watery compared to even the original Klairs one, and it is very affordable for being a ascorbic acid serum. Probably under $20, and when it's on sale it's like 15 bucks. So super, super cheap, affordable serum. If you can do pure ascorbic acid, I feel like it is just a great option that you don't have to stinge on and feel okay using every day since it is affordable. Next, I have the P-Calm Light Active Ampoule, another serum that I would recommend to those people who can't do ascorbic acid since it doesn't contain that ingredient, but it is a brightening serum. This one does use the lithops plant as one of the main ingredients to help brighten the skin, as well as niacinamide, glutathione, tranexamic acid, all of those great ingredients that is going to help brighten your skin, but is still a bit more gentle on the skin compared to ascorbic acid. Although I must say it is a small bottle, it is only 15 mils, so I feel like you can't quite use it liberally as you would want to. So in that sense, I feel like the toner in the same range is probably a better option. Next, I have the Dear Klairs again Midnight Blue Youth Activating Drop. This one was actually completely, I'm pretty sure, used up by Logan. I have used it in the past and really enjoyed it, so he was giving it a go, although he said he's like, I don't really tell the difference with it, which I do get. I feel like this is a bit of a pre-anti-aging step where with overtime use it can help since it does have those peptides in it, which I honestly love for the skin. I also really like the super lightweight texture it has, so you can use it almost as a pre-toner step, so you can use that as your first step, and I enjoyed it using that way. I do love the whole midnight blue line, so I just can't talk shit on it, you know. This isn't exactly a serum, although I would use it in the serum step. So it is the CosRx the Retinol 0.1 cream. So I have talked about my thoughts on retinol in the past, so that's that. I will say this one was really easy to use, really gentle. The texture was easy to work with, and Logan and I both used it. I can't say I saw like very, very obvious results, but if you do want to incorporate or like start incorporating retinol in a very gentle and easy way, this is definitely a good option. Next, we have moisturizers, which I do feel like I have quite a number this time. First, the Aestura Atobarrier 365 cream. So I feel like I haven't really had the chance to talk about this moisturizer much in other videos because I used it up way too quick. Both Logan and I loved using this, especially at night in winter time. It had that rich moisture, but it didn't feel too heavy on the skin. I know so many people love it already, and it is one of those cult favorite popular products in Korea, and it definitely did not disappoint. I believe I have already ordered a backup. I think it's in one of these drawers because it was very enjoyable to use and definitely will be making my best moisturizer discoveries for 2023. So I knew I had to feature it in that. Next, I have another moisturizer that's kind of a new discovery that I've enjoyed thoroughly, the Zen No.1 Purple Complex Moisture Balancing Soothing Cream. Honestly, pretty much the same as the Aestura in terms of both Logan and I enjoying it very, very much and using it up very quickly that I haven't really had the chance to talk about it in another video. This one, even more so, it is a 100ml tube. This one is 80. Oh, they're still pretty decent. This tended to be the AM option since it is a little bit more lightweight. I haven't completely emptied this one, so I can show you the texture. So it does have that creamy but light texture that like blends out very, very easily. It does absorb without feeling like it's sitting on top of the skin, and yeah, it has been so nice. In a sense, I do feel like it can be comparable to the Klairs and Midnight Blue Calming Cream since they do both use Azaline or Guaiazaline as the main ingredient, and the main purpose is to soothe the skin. This one does have a little bit more of a lightweight texture and doesn't quite create that protective film. This one I would opt to use in the AM, whereas the Klairs one I would opt to use in the PM since it does give a bit more of that protective barrier overnight. Most likely will be making my best of moisturizers 2023 list. Honestly, it's not even that far away. It's like only a few months away till the end of the year. Next, I have the Klairs Rich Moist Soothing Cream. Klairs again. I did just mention this in my last video, so yeah, check that out. It is a great moisturizer for, I would say, normal to dry skin types. The MUJI Moisturising Milk in Light. I actually genuinely did enjoy this product. It is a very affordable and simple emulsion or milk, if you would like to call it that. It is great for sensitive skin and really does its job of hydrating and moisturizing and nothing more. If you do have like combo or even oily skin and just want something really, really lightweight, the milks from MUJI, great option. Next, the By Wishtrend Propolis Energy Balancing Cream. So this one was also included in my Tina Streets Part 2 box for the oily combo box that Logan used this up by himself in honestly, I think a month. Used it up really quickly. It was his go-to morning moisturizer. It has a beautiful light gel cream texture and it does have those propolis ingredients, so really good for acne prone skin, oily skin, since it does have those anti-inflammatory properties while still being moisturizing. Really, really nice moisturizer. For me, I would use it during the summertime since it's not quite enough moisture for my dry skin during the winter. Another great gel cream, the Ionique Centella Calming Gel Cream. I know this moisturizer is seriously loved by so many people who have oily or acne prone skin since it does have 72% Centella Asiatica leaf water and 10% tea tree leaf water. So it does help to calm and soothe the skin that can be breaking out, that can be feeling a little heat. It's going to cool that down too. And it does have the most beautiful light texture that if you do live in more like humid climates, it'll be really, really nice and refreshing on the skin. And I know it's one of Ionique's like best sellers of all time, and I get why. Last moisturizer I have is the Serum Calm Me Down Cream. This one, unfortunately, I did not enjoy too much. I just felt like it left a film on the skin and it didn't really absorb, but not in a good way. Logan ended up using it as a hand cream. He kept it at his desk and emptied it as a hand cream, but I do really appreciate the packaging, how it really does get like every drop out. We are going to move on to, oh wait, we have sunscreens. I honestly thought we had another sunscreen, but I guess there is only one. So the one we emptied was the Klairs All Day Airy Sunscreen. This one was in the last empties as well, and one that both Logan and I enjoy. Super lightweight, but moisturizing, no white cast. It's great. Now we're going to move on to special care items, etc. to the skincare routine. The MUJI Jojoba Oil. So I've talked about it a couple times now, but MUJI does sell these pure oils, which are really nice kind of multi-use oils that you can use for your cuticles, your hair, your skin, your body, and all of that. Jojoba one is one of the most popular ones, although they do not sell it in every country. Like they don't sell it here in Australia. So I tend to grab a couple small bottles when I go to Japan, but they also come in like 200 mils, 400 mils. They're really, really popular over there. This one I used in many different ways. First, I used it as a face oil, and then I was using it for my cuticles, and then I ended up using it for my body because I just was not going through it that quickly. You only need a couple drops. This one is a nice kind of medium weighted oil, not too heavy, not too light. A nice one to have around. The Medicube Collagen Vita Multi-Balm. So I will be honest, I personally did not use this one. Logan loves multi-balms. He just finds it very, very easy to kind of target his concerning areas, which tend to be his lines in his forehead. And he has tried out quite a number of multi-balms at this point. I think he said this one was his least favorite. I can't remember why, but I think the texture was like a little thicker and he didn't really feel like it plumped out his skin much. I know his favorite is the double one, and he also didn't mind the Kahi balm as well. But yeah, this one was like an okay balm for him. Another product that Logan used mostly was the CosRx Advanced Snail Hydrogel Eye Patch. So these patches are actually really cool. I think there might be one left so I can show you guys, but it did come with like a little tweezer. It came in two shapes, one like bigger shape and then smaller shape. You can kind of customize and put it on your face where you want to. This is what it was like. It's just this clear gel. These smaller pieces I feel like are meant to be used like around the eyes or even in your smile lines. Logan did say he enjoyed these a lot since when he was growing a beard, he couldn't really use like a normal sheet mask since it would just lift off where his facial hair was. So he used these ones to cover like the areas where he had open, and he said it stuck really well, it hydrated his skin well. He actually said he would use these a lot more than he probably would use just like the eye patches, since it does cover a bit more of mass. The small ones that we have a couple left over here, he was like they're really too small for his face size to get much use out of. So he did like the larger pieces, but the smaller pieces he was kind of like, eh. Next I have a exfoliating product, I guess you would technically call it, the Neogen Wine Lift BHA Gauze Peeling. For someone who can be sensitized by chemical exfoliants, this one was really nice. It was very gentle using PHA, so it's going to be kind of like lower in terms of the strength with chemical exfoliants, but if you do have sensitivity, it's great. There is one left so I can show you guys what it's like. It's like a little pocket. You can put your fingers in, and there's a bit more of a rougher gauze side which you want to use first, and then the regular side to kind of wipe off that excess dead skin cell. Didn't use them as often as I should in a sense. There are 30 of them and I think I used like one a week, if that. So it did take me a while to get through them. So I ended up using it on my body, and on my body they actually worked really, really well. I used them as a pre-wash exfoliant and kind of went over my whole body, like even my chest, my arms, my legs, and I feel like it really did help to smooth out that skin. So I actually really liked using it as a body exfoliant. The CosRx AC Collection Acne Patch. Although I'm not a huge fan of like the basic CosRx patches anymore, this one I do enjoy since it does have multiple sizes and some of them being really big. Initially I didn't really have much of a purpose for them. I was like, why do I need such a big patch? They ended up being really good for when I get like that odd pimple on my body, and I feel like whenever you get it on your body, whether it's like your back or your chest or something, they end up being really big. So I used it for that and it did work really well. If you do get a couple like pimples at once, like a cluster of pimples, they're also good for that since they are big enough to cover like 2 to 3 pimples at once. Next we do have a handful of sheet masks. First, the Saborino Botanical Morning Mask. So I do enjoy a lot of the Saborino sheet masks, although I can't say this one was like one of my favorites, probably because it is supposed to be catered to breakout prone skin, which I do not particularly have. Also, the scent was quite strong. It is a citrus, but that citrus and menthol is like pretty intense. So I believe that Logan ended up using most of these, but in general, I definitely do enjoy the Saborino masks. Oh, this one was definitely one of my favorites. So the looooo Precious Balance Sheet Mask. I picked this one up on a whim in Japan before I was going to Korea, I believe. I was like, I just need a sheet mask for the night before I catch a flight, and it was really, really nice. I ended up using it up very quickly. It is one of the best-selling sheet masks that looooo produces, and they have many, many different types of sheet masks, so I think that says something. So this one is supposed to be for skin in their 30s. It's supposed to be kind of that first step of anti-aging. It is a balance care, so it's supposed to help with the balance of hydration and moisture in your skin, and I just feel like it leaves my skin well hydrated and plump without it being like overly sticky or it's too much, which I feel like some sheet masks can do. So yeah, definitely have thoroughly enjoyed that one. 3 of the Klairs Rich Moist Soothing Tencel Sheet Mask. I would recommend for those people who just want like a little bit of extra care from their sheet mask, but nothing with kind of excessive ingredients ingredients or that might irritate your skin. It does include ingredients like aloe leaf extract, sodium hyaluronate, centella asiatica, so it is just that soothing care as well as ceramide, so it's going to help strengthen the skin barrier. I also do like the fact that it's like 2 pieces, same with the Klairs Midnight Blue Calming Sheet Mask. It is also in 2 pieces, which is really easy to use. This one is a bit more recommended for those people who have oily or combo skin. It is also cooling, so if you need kind of like a soothing cooling care after like a hot day out, also good for, again, like oily skin since it does have charcoal infused in it. And yeah, next 3 sheet masks I know I have mentioned in my last empties, so I'm just going to mention them, but go ahead and watch my last empties videos to find out a little more. 2 of the I'm From Mugwort sheet mask. I always use it after I do a face shave. 2 of the Lab Green Flavonoid 2.0 mask. Also the Revectin Lotus Water Calming Sheet Mask. Both of these are really simple yet hydrating and soothing masks. Oh, another cooling mask. This one's really nice too. The Isntree Puffy Face Fit Cooling Mask. This one is a must-have for when you travel. I used it for the first time when I went to the US and we had been traveling for like 30-40 hours. It was a really long trip and my face was so puffy. I used this one and seriously my face, it like shrinked my face, I swear. I'll put it before and after, but it was crazy the effects of this. So now I always travel with a couple of these. It's really cooling and it does help to depuff your face if you're feeling a little puffiness. Next, I do have a box of cotton pads. It is Kurashi Rizumu Silk Cotton. So if there's one thing you should stock up on in Japan, it is cotton pads. They are all such high quality, so soft and so cheap. Plus they are really light in your suitcase. So if you need something to like pad your kind of valuables or just need to fill up space but not weigh a lot, cotton pads are just the way to go. This was even like the home brand of one of the drugstores there. It's like their own produced brand and I think it was like a couple hundred yen. It's still like way better quality than most cotton pads you can get in Australia. This one is fine, but any cotton pad in Japan, honestly, I'd say just go for it. Next, I have 2 lip balms and this one I've talked about a billion times already. Mentholated Melty Cream Lip in Premium Blooming Honey. I do think it's officially one of my holy grail lip balms. And the other one I have is the Deep Na Lip Menthol UV. This one was actually really nice. It was a nice like medium creamy lip balm and it did heal and protect my lips really well, although it did have a fairly strong menthol smell, which most of the time I was fine with and I enjoyed, but sometimes I'd like apply it while I'm eating or drinking something and then it'll take over like my smell and taste senses for that. So I had to be careful when to use it. Probably wouldn't get it again just because I have plenty of other lip balms that are just as great, but not a bad one. Next, let's talk about makeup. I have the Some Cover Perfection Tip Concealer. This honestly might be my holy grail concealer. I don't know how many I've been through and I've been using it for probably close to 10 years at this point. It is just so affordable. You can get it for like $4, I'm pretty sure. It is so cheap, yet it is a really good quality concealer. It covers well without being cakey and has good stretch to it. And yeah, I just feel like I will always try a couple different concealers and then end up coming back to this one. The Innisfree Matte Mineral Setting Powder. So I'm pretty sure this is the no sebum one, like the one that comes in the green container, although the name does say Matte Mineral Setting Powder. This was when they did this Toy Story collab, which is like so long ago that it's probably bad that I'm still using it. But I use such a small amount of product that it lasts such a long time. I basically only powder under the eyes, on my brows, and then my smile lines, and then usually my chin just because it gets a little oily and I tend to have a bit more concealer on there since that's where I have acne scars. This is such a finely milled powder that really does just set the makeup but doesn't make you look overly matte, and it does help to prevent that creasing. And I have used the Innisfree powders for, again, like 10 years or so now. Next, I have the P-Mel Essence Mascara Base. I will be honest, lately I haven't been using mascara bases as often because I feel like I don't need them as much because I have been using lash serums again and I feel like it really does make a difference. But this one is kind of like a gel mascara base. It's not fibrous or anything. So if you use it in combination with with non-fibrous mascara, it does work really well. It adds a bit of thickness to the lash before applying your mascara, and it does also help to keep the curl a bit longer throughout the day too. Last makeup product I have is the 3CE Eye Switch in the shade Petal. I do love my eye glitters. As you can see today, I'm wearing it underneath, and most days I do like a full face of makeup, I do end up wearing a bit of glitter or shimmer under the eyes. This one was a nice color and everything. It's like a cool toned pink, and whenever I wore like purples or cooler pink tones, I would use this one. The only thing was the tip. The brush is very, very fine to the point that it is not very good at picking up the product. Looks like there's a lot left in there, but it's actually like dried out and empty. Definitely prefer the tips that have a bit more of like a doe foot applicator, or at least a little bit thicker than this. Color is nice, but I do not like the applicator. Next, I'm going to talk about Bodycare. I have two products, the Face Theory Sucra Fresh Body Scrub. So this one is a sugar body scrub, obviously from the name. And it smells kind of like peppercorn, which I enjoy. It actually has quite a nice smell. I feel like not everybody would like it, but to me it smells like pepper, and I love pepper. It did leave my skin feeling smooth and nice and moisturized, since it does contain oils in there to help moisturize your skin. The only thing was it did leave quite a bit of residue in the shower that would kind of get like stuck in the sink hole. I can't say it was like the easiest or most user-friendly product. And then I also have the Curel Intensive Moisture Care Moisture Milk. So Logan always prefers his moisturizers in pump bottles. Understandably, it is way easier. I used this for a few weeks, and then I gave it to Logan to use to see how he would like it, and he did empty it. I don't know how he's so like good at moisturizing his body. He's way better than I am. Like, I don't do it diligently every day, but he does. Wish I had that habit. He said this one was a nice lightweight one, so for his hands and like his upper body and stuff, it was really nice. But he did say that during winter time, especially on dry areas like your legs, it might not be enough moisture. Although it is Curel, so it is going to be good for those who have sensitive skin. It does not have any added fragrance, and if you do like more that lightweight lotion texture rather than like a thicker cream texture, you would probably really enjoy this for all over body care. And you can actually use it on your face as well. It does say that you can use it on your face and body. It is a whopping 410 ml, so obviously if it works for your face, great value for money on that one. Next, we have hair care, which surprisingly I actually have 5 hair care items. I know, guys, like I've really been trying to kind of step up my hair game because I've never had confidence in my hair. But as part of my job, a lot of you guys do always ask about hair care, even though I don't know much about it. So I have been trying to try new things to see what works best for this kind of fluffy, thin, frizzy mess. First, I have the Olaplex No. 0 Intensive Bond Building Hair Treatment. While I was in the States, I got the 4-piece kit from Olaplex since it was really affordable over there. I have pretty much emptied all the products. I have a little bit left of the shampoo and conditioner, but this is supposed to be like the No. 3 treatment, water treatment that you're supposed to spray in your hair before you use the No. 3 to make it work better. I personally can't say it made much of a difference. I used it with this and then without this, and you do have to like fully drench your hair with this stuff to make it work with the No. 3. So I did feel like it was like a little bit of waste of money. I just didn't personally feel a big difference. I also have the Olaplex No. 3 Hair Perfector. I know for a lot of people this is like a miracle, life-changing treatment product. For me, I can't say it is. I like the idea of it, and I did use it very like properly. I did the full step and like leave it in for however long before the shampoo, and it was such a long process. Like, it is a lot. I'm sure it works really well for a lot of people. Personally, I can't say that I felt a huge difference, although I have said in the past, I haven't really had any hair products that have made like a huge difference for me. Although currently I'm using their No. 6, the Bond Smoother, and I feel like that has more of a difference for my thin frizzy hair than this one does. And the whole process to use this, I feel like, is very extensive that I don't always want to do it. It is really expensive, and if you don't use it the proper way, I do feel like it's a waste of money. I feel like using like a good, just like regular hair treatment mask is about the same result for my hair as this one. And then speaking of a pre-shampoo treatment, I also tried the Coco and Eve Bond Building pre-shampoo treatment. So I do believe this one is essentially the same type of product as the Olaplex, but obviously by a different brand. And I actually did enjoy this one a lot. I feel like it is a bit more lightweight and a bit more easier to work with compared to the Olaplex. And I'm going to assume it's a lot more affordable. Yeah, so it's 30 Australian dollars, which is definitely cheaper than the Olaplex. I'm pretty sure this one is like 60 Australian dollars, so a lot more affordable. So you don't have to stinge on using it. I feel like that's what ended up happening with the number 3. I just felt like I couldn't use a lot of it because it was a waste, because it was expensive. But if you don't use a lot of it and use it in the intended way, it's even more of a waste of money, if that makes sense. Whereas this one is a slightly bigger bottle, and it was the first pre-shampoo treatment I tried. I tried this one before the Olaplex, and I feel like it did make a difference in terms of making it easier to shampoo my hair. It felt softer, it felt silkier. I didn't feel like there was enough of a difference between these two for me to pay a lot more for the Olaplex. Next, I have the Eliza Vecca Sur 100 Collagen Ceramide Coating Protein Treatment. So I know this one is supposed to be a dupe of the Olaplex number 3, and that's like why it became really famous. Plus, it's like an absolute fraction of the price. I'm pretty sure they sell it for like $8 on Amazon in the US. I got mine off YesStyle and I think it was about $11. Obviously super affordable, although I would not say it's a dupe because you don't even use it in the same way. Like, this is a pre-shampoo treatment and then this is a hair mask. So they are completely different products. I must say with this one, it is nice. It felt nice on the hair. It's a bit more of like a looser, it does feel like more like a conditioner. But with this one, for me at least, I liked the way it made my hair feel, but I did feel like it didn't really contain or help with the frizziness of my hair, which is one of my bigger concerns. And I feel like if I can contain that frizziness, it is automatically going to like look a bit better and feel softer anyway. So in terms of making it feel soft, yes, but in terms of helping my frizziness, no. And also the lid broke before I even used it up. A lot of other people had this issue. I think I read that it just doesn't really stay closed. So there were times where I'd open it and it was all just like sitting in the lid, which is obviously wasteful. I also didn't get that many uses out of it since it is that loose formula, but again, it is very affordable. So I feel like if you have like medium thickness hair or not as frizzy hair, you would probably really enjoy this. Last hair product I have is the Vegamore Grow Hair Serum. I am sure everybody has seen the Instagram ads of Vegamore, and I am also one of the culprits of falling into that Instagram trap. I mean, not trap. Obviously, it is a product that a lot of people do love and has worked for them. I did enjoy it. In terms of like my hair growing more or thicker, I can't say so because they do also say that it takes 3 months of everyday use to see those results. I don't have hair loss issues, if you get what I mean. Like, I do have a lot of hair. It's just not very thick. Like, it is very thin. So that's why I wanted to try something that can help with the thickness of it. But my main issue was that they do recommend to use it every day. And if you do end up using it every day, I do feel like it does make your roots oily and you do have to wash your hair often. For me, I only wash my hair probably once every 5 days, and it does just cause my hair to get greasier quicker, which means I have to wash my hair often. And that's also kind of counterproductive in damaging your hair. At the moment, I've been using it when I do wash my hair. So after I have my wash day, I use it first thing on my scalp. It does like feel nice on the scalp. It does make it feel healthy and nice and all of that. But in terms of using it every day, I don't think it's that practical because like it's a lightweight oil. It's not that heavy compared to a lot of other hair oils, although it is still an oil. So it is going to kind of make those roots greasier. I'll keep using it for sure. But in terms of like making my hair grow more, I don't know. I think you do have to use it every single day for 3 months to know. And I already haven't been doing that. So yeah. All right, well, there you have it, you guys. They are my beauty empties for the 3rd quarter of this year. We again had a very long, extensive video. These empties videos always end up being so long. So thank you so much for sticking with me through it. Let's make it simple. This time, put a star emoji in the comments if you finish this whole video because you are a star. I really do appreciate you guys always watching my videos and for the support. And if you do want to check out any more content, I have selected 2 videos for you guys here. Please check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.